Hey guys, welcome to my game reviews, and today I'll be taking a look at Battle Tycoon Flash Hiders SFX for the Super Famicom, and a quick look at its predecessor Flash Hiders for the PC Engine CD. Battle Tycoon is a one-on-one fighting game with your typical Street Fighter button combos and multiple characters to choose from, each with their own moves and levels, but there's a twist on the traditional fighting game here. This game adds a bit of gambling and RPG elements into the game to make it a bit more interesting. In the story mode, your player receives money for winning battles, which he or she can use to buy upgrades or bet on other matches. You also gain EXP points from fights as well. I've never made it very far in this part of the game since it's all in Japanese and I unfortunately lack the ability to read it. The graphics in the game are tremendous. Every level looks great. Some look better than others, like Sina's level, Spinoza's level, and Otto's level, but each is a great example of the Super Famicom at work. I like that in the background of Tyria's level, you can see the giant statues that are present in Kalnarsa's level. That's a nice touch. I'm also a sucker for the fantastic anime-inspired artwork for the characters in the opening, the character select screen, the game over screens, and some of the character animations during the interactions in story mode are pretty humorous as well. The in-game sprites look great, although they're not quite as large or as detailed as, say, Fatal Fury Special, but they still look great. Speaking of characters, there are 9 to choose from, starting with Bang, Tyria, Otto, Harmon, Spinoza, Kalnarsa, Sina, Guston, and Pachette. I believe there's a 10th unlockable character named Gile. Of the bunch, my personal favorites are Tyria, Bang, and Pachette. Each of them have a decent amount of special moves that are pretty easy to pull off. I already mentioned that the game uses typical Street Fighter button combos that is standard for fighters of the time, but the controls are nice and fluid. I don't have any trouble trying to pull off moves, so I know it's fair when my opponent beats me or when I beat them. The special moves in the game are pretty cool looking as well. They really give you a nice sense of power. I've also seen some characters are able to bounce off the side of walls and do moves, which I don't often see in fighters. Some characters like Tyria and Pachette will use weapons during fights, giving them more range. All characters have different stats that you can alter before matches, or at least in versus mode, to help you increase your chances of beating your opponent, though I don't do this and my opponent is still manageable without a stat boost. The music is alright, it's a little lacking in some stages. I feel it needs more polish and could be a little louder during matches. But for the most part, I kinda forget it's there when I'm fighting, mostly because the characters have decently sampled grunts and yells when attacking, but some tracks are good, like the character select screen and tracks 6, 7, and 8 on the music test screen in the options. In case you don't know, this is actually a sequel to a PC Engine game called Flash Hiders, and it was also a fighting game like this one. I've only played the game briefly, and there aren't any PC Engine CD emulators for the Mac, but I was able to pull it up on www.gameoldies.com and play it for a little bit. It was pretty close to the sequel. The levels that I saw were, for the most part, the same as the Super Famicom version. The graphics were only a little less sharp than its sequel. The controls for this game aren't quite as good though, since the PC Engine only uses 2 buttons, so you have less attacks. The only thing better was the CD quality and some of the special moves. Battle Tycoon Flash Hider's SFX for the Super Famicom is a great fighter worthy of being in your collection. I got my copy for around 15 bucks loose on eBay, and it's definitely worth the money. And as of summer of 2014, it looks like a boxed copy will run you about 50 bucks, but loose, it seems $15 is pretty normal. So pick this gem up while it's cheap. Thanks guys, please subscribe, check out my other reviews, and check out my band, and I'll see you next time.